it's 10 o'clock in America! On a Friday, motherfucker! If this were, 15, 20 years ago, TGIF would be on ABC, man. Watching all of the best ones. Motherfucking Full House in the House. Goddamn Family Matters. Step by Step was towards the end for some reason, because most people just tuned in for Full House and Family Matters. Earlier, it was Perfect Strangers. I'm trying to think of there's another one. Damn it! I think Boy Meets World was on there towards the end of their, when the Disney acquisition happened. Irrelevant of my old man fantasies in America, I am Billy at @the_Swan_man on Twitter, repping for the Army of Snarkness podcast. You can download that bitch on iTunes. Spreaker, which you know about because it opens the show every time. Spreaker.com. Fucking Jason Statham rocking this. And Stitcher, of course. Download us, put us in your pocket, keep us, take us to go. You don't have to listen to us live. I don't give a shit if you listen to us live. You can listen to the archives. You can send us feedback from shit that's ancient, and I don't care. Just do something. Shoot at Army of Snarkness on Twitter is where you can find Army of Snarkness, and that's the best way to get in touch with us and podcast-related goodness. Like the Facebook page at Army of Snarkness, and shoot us an email, but you won't. I mean, and you should already know half of that because you're listening to now. Tell your friends. Tell your mama. Tell your mama. Tell your mama. I have a long love affair with other people's mothers. So, Friday night, feeling all right. Talking about fucking Full House and Family Matters, and there's another one that I forget. Well, those were the the ones that were pretty stable. Step by Step, Family Matters, and Full House. Full House was the prime time 8 o'clock slot, and then you got your 8:30 Full House. Jesus Christ, Family Matters, and then 9 something came on after that, I think, or Full House was on at 9. See, I'm missing a sandwich show somewhere in there. I'm missing a show that was just like buffer. Except for maybe a double dose of Full House for the 8 o'clock slot, because I'm pretty sure Family Matters came on at 9. And then Step by Step was 9:30, and then after that you got 2020 from 10 to 11 Eastern Standard Time. And I loved it. It gave me a taste for, fucking as a kid, it gave me a taste for, journalism, TV magazines is what they're called, where it's like, it's kind of journalism, but it's super sensationalized, but it's about murder, or graft, or, what you're eating will kill you. How are chickens slaughtered for KFC? This shit will shock you. The big beef E. coli scare of the 90s. Cryptosporidium, a word I learned because what's in my tap water is not safe to drink. Little known bacteria that'll fucking burrow into your goddamn brain. Give you the brain worms. Seizures. I don't think it kills, but it's one of those, third world things that creep up every now and then when we privatize industry and deregulate them to the point where they feel like they can do whatever they want. That's the problem, kids. I'm not trying to spout propaganda of any kind. I'm just saying, don't give the corporations their way. Didn't you learn shit from RoboCop? Everything goes back to RoboCop with me. RoboCop is as good as my Bible. It tells a story about a man that's killed for the righteous cause, stands up to evil, gets killed, comes back, and fights a new evil / the old evil, does all this stuff, and it tells you an important lesson about corporate America, dark humor, and RoboCop. RoboCop. Boy's got to have his role model. Alex Murphy at the 15-minute, 30-second mark. Maybe. Somewhere in there. Role model's very important to a boy. There you go. Fucking Peter Weller. I've been talking about Peter Weller a lot because of Star Trek Into Darkness. Long title. Not as long as Silver Linings Playbook, a movie I did not see. The Oscars are this weekend. So, we're talking about Peter Weller a lot. That's fun. The Oscars are this weekend. I got nothing for you guys. Maybe on the Army of Snarkness show we might tap into that ass a little. That's another reason that I'm like, I gotta wait for your Behringer kit. And I gotta do I'm waiting for the podcast kit so I can do more social media interactive goodness for you guys instead of just the stilted, not stilted, but just the recorded conversation, which is good to have, but I'm saying I'd like the raw active feel, because raw active Twitter, these things aren't necessarily going away. They might change, like it might not be Twitter, but something else, but social interaction in real time while doing things is necessary. So I'll be tweeting it up while recording, podcasts and stuff. That's what I want to do. More interactive with you guys. Because then, we can actually get spur-of-the-moment topics and things that I didn't even think about. And, snide remarks towards us. Great, all of it. And we can address it on the podcast and just give it a little more synchronicity. Something we tried to do with the Spreaker.com server, but most places I record don't have internet, like wireless or otherwise, which is a pain for, internet radio. Except my place And then, of course, you had your Justins, and there's a Tommy's, but those were, undedicated. That's not everywhere I want to be. Come on, it's not Visa. Everybody should have a free and open internet, but it's America, and more importantly, it's Kentucky, and those things aren't a priority around here. But the advantage is I can use the Spreaker app. It has superior sound quality. What I was getting, trying to live stream with the Spreaker.com, they fucked up. The Spreaker.com server, which would crash at peak times, especially around midnight when we would start recording. If you listen to those old casts, when they were trying to do it live, ended up with 2 minute and 10 second fucked up casts because the server would go down or something stupid would happen. In order to avoid that, I'm pre-recording most content, not to edit them yet because I don't have the software for that, but just, I'm using my iPhone. Problem is, when I'm using the iPhone to record a cast, I can't really get onto Twitter and be like, hey, what's up, baby? How big? I show you yours, you show me on. I want to see you wink an asshole. Where's the spice? I want to rub my spice on it. So the spice flow goes. Which I heard at a gas station, which was awesome last weekend. Because, dude was like, here's your change. I gotta make that money, says the client. And he's like, yep. And the spice flows on. I'm like, that's fucking sweet. Dune! Quitsats Hatterack and shit. Jim Hadar. I'm talking about a Muad'Dib. He's my dog. Jim Hadar, I think, is the Star Trek DS9 dickheads. But bizza. Sci-fi. We love it. RoboCop. It's the Bible. Damn it, I had a thing. Well, I really want to, I'm just saying this as part of the thing. I want to do Raw Active isn't going anywhere. I had a thing. Oscars, that's a thing. That's not going anywhere. No. WWE, when we were talking last episode about Uncle Jeb and Jack Swagger. WWE put out a branch to Glenn Beck, who apparently ranted and raved, kind of like me. But, I'm not nearly as, even when I'm excited about something, I'm not as fucking weird and drunk uncle in your ear sounding as this fucking guy is. WWE was like, hey, come on over. If you feel that offended, why don't you say something on Raw? We'll be in Dallas. I'm like, oh, no. No word yet on whether or not, updates to come, but no word on my end yet whether or not Glenn is going to show. I would strongly, it's the funniest thing, the article I read this on his website, which, I felt bad for clicking onto, but on his website, even the commenters were like, there was the few, boo blacks, and boo scary, boo Obama, and boo all that dumb shit. That was a little thing, but the hilarious thing was at least 80% of the comments when I was on were like, dude, don't. You'll belittle us, or rather, you're playing their game. You're playing into the WWE's hands, and I have to agree. It'd be the best thing / worst thing for his argument to go on and bitch. Of course, he's a phony anyway. My thing is, he doesn't really have beef. He wants to be on the TV, is my 2 cents on it. Glenn Beck wants to be with people sort of like him that are, big old, they'll say it with passion, but it doesn't really mean anything. He is a cartoon character. He belongs in the Technicolor world. He just wants to be, right. He wants to manage Jack Swagger to the Mania, man. I'd love to see that. Fucking Ricardo Rodriguez not beat the fuck, but have a slap fight with Glenn Beck? That'd be sick. Tell me that wouldn't be amazing. Fuck you, Tea Partier. Glenn Beck gets paid. He's cool. It's like Donald Trump. He didn't give a fuck. He might say outrageous things, but that's only because he's a provocateur, and they don't give a fuck about what they say. I kind of care about what I say, but I'm not really getting paid. I'm not getting paid the exorbitant amount. I'm doing it because I care about art and getting my wangle out there and making funny jokes and doing the voices and all that shit. For you, for Frizzle. It's about, the artist. Getting the art out there in what little meager way I can. Because, doing film's a hard-ass thing. This I can do without, assembling a giant crew. Which is a pain in the asshole when you're working and shit. Peter Jackson. And I know Peter Jackson. He had more money than me then, too. Nickel and dime, but I'm trying to put good shit out there for free and, not to get noticed, but just, I have to exercise this demon! And it's on your head. Sorry. Sorry, listeners. But Glenn Beck at WrestleMania would be hilarious, and it fits. Because he is a mockery of a human being, and he wouldn't give a shit. Fucking A. He'd probably love the fuck out of it. The All-American, and Glenn Beck probably replace, sadly, Dirty Dutch Mantel, which would suck for him, but would be so glorious. You could put Jack Swagger. I mean, Jack Swagger kind of does look like a beefy version of Glenn Beck. Blonde, blue-eyed, kind of weird, although still Busey-ish. You know, give him the Beck haircut and shit, and be like, you're going about it the wrong way. And then they go out all Beckian and shit, and then whatever happens in the match against Del Rio really doesn't matter, because Dolph Ziggler's going to save the world. Because if he doesn't, New Jersey will burn. Or Zack Ryder fucks him over in the end, and it's a weird goddamn twist from hell. The man that never got pushed but was always with Dolph Ziggy gets fucking super push at WrestleMania as a heel. That would be the most bizarre thing. Funny. I'd love to see it to make Zack Ryder a main eventer, because I feel really bad about Zack Ryder. I love Zack Ryder. Download Hosky on iTunes, post a pic, and tweet it to Zack Ryder at Zack Ryder, and no shit, he will follow you eventually. So I need to get on that, actually. But Hosky's a great single. I mean, you know, I already bought his entrance song. The first one, not the one with the woo, woo, woo in the beginning. But you gotta support my man. If you haven't seen all the Z True Long Island stories, it's a best part of, you know, best promos in wrestling, save for CM Punk and other things. Best, you know, comedic wrestling bit in years. And it was never on WWE TV. That's why it was so good. Because it wasn't written by dickheads who are like, make her fart, pickles! Fucking, I can't stand them! I can't stand WWE writers, because they have they insisted on making movies, too. It's like, no, you can't write wrestling. What the fuck makes you think you can write a goddamn movie? I want to know. Oh, did that Big Show poop sketch go over so well that you just think that this has to be on screen for 90 minutes? Knucklehead. Come on. Did we really need another Marine movie? Did we really need a Behind Enemy Lines 3? Did anybody even ask for... Did anybody care about Behind Enemy Lines? Fucking 1. It was Uncommon Valor with Gene Hackman and Kosovo. That's all it was. It was a rehash of that, but in the military. They kept it in the military. It was like 3 Gene Hackman movies in 1. And Gene Hackman's like, fuck it, I don't give a fuck. Mustache. It's like, you know it's serious, because Gene Hackman has a mustache in it. That's when he's being, you know, very conservative and militant. Gene Hackman with a mustache. Boom, the shades of Hackman. Later, we'll cover what bald Hackman means. It's like, I love Gene Hackman. Anyway, you're picking your feet in Poughkeepsie, you motherfucker. I just want to touch you, and that's why I want to do this. So, you know, Behringer, and to clean up the sound quality. Again, I don't, shouldn't be. Just working on it, baby. Have to add Channing Tatum. Had to convert it to 3D. Had to cut the parts with Paul Bettany out. How's that? Oh, we had a last minute change and had to fucking, ooh, damn it, that joke died. Colonial Marines might drop a few things on that. I'm trying to see if I can record, and maybe even live stream, but try to record with the Connect, with someone online through Connect, and hope that it doesn't have, feedback. Because then, you know, you guys might have fun. Bro Team does it. I know Bro Team does it better. But it's us. You know, we're awesome. Come on. You made it this far. So maybe that'll work. I'd really like a way to pipe it in directly into, you know, the computer so it's seamless. But we'll see. You know, I'm tootling. I'm going to tootle with the iPhone. The wonderful Spreaker app. It is good. Free, and you can have your own show for 15 minutes, 30 minutes at a time for free. Store it on the cloud. Better, you know, and stream live on Wi-Fi for the same amount. I think 30 minutes is the limit. But Spreaker.com, the Spreaker app, awesome on iPad. I wish I had an iPad just for the Spreaker app, sort of, because the mixing thing's okay on this here iPhone, but the Spreaker.com app for the iPad is much more involved, and I enjoy it until I get, you know, the real deal, baby. Beep, twisting those knobs for you, twisting those knobs for art. Fart. It's Friday night, man. Hit me up with anything you want later on. I'll try and get on Twitter. I know Eden Pinketh wants some feedback on his last Old Enough to Know Better pod. The sound is shitty. Like, holy fuck, I didn't know that, you know, you said it, and I was like, he's just being modest. No, this is a shitty sound, but, the thing about this is a direct call-out, so, you know, it's a promo. It's a shoot interview. But listen and download and listen to the Old Enough to Know Better podcast. Follow at Monkey Magic Eden on Twitter. I consider him a friend of the show. I'm vaguely affiliated with them. We retweet everybody a lot. when I have the time to tweet, which is the thing. Like, I'm busy. I don't know. That's how I couldn't be a chain smoker. I didn't have the time. Like, Jesus Christ. I like air, and fuck, man. I'm not the villain from Triple X. Boom!